From your trusted local news source, KCRG News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for the KCRG TV9 News at 6. I'm Emily Sherrod, joined now by Jackson Valentine. Jackson, you covered an event today. People got some free turkeys.
Yep, 200 free turkeys today, a lot of free turkeys. I know there's a wide variety of turkey giveaways that have happened over the past month, and that will continue to happen up until Thanksgiving, of course. But 200 free turkeys, small church community. It's their third year doing it. You saw just now a pretty big line outside. I'd guess probably around 100 people. In the first 10 minutes of this thing, a good half of the turkeys that they had were gone. They had like a full truckload, 2 turkeys a box, like 3 pallets of turkeys. Throughout the rest of that day, a lot of people just slowly trickling in. You saw one of the main organizers there in that red jacket. She was responsible for kind of waving a lot of cars down. Really, like, she had this big free turkey sign, and it was like, "Come get your free turkey." She was like screaming at people just driving down Oakland Road.
That's awesome.
So it was very hard to miss it. If you drove down Oakland Road Northeast, you probably saw what was happening.
Definitely a very cool thing. And you talked to a few people there, right?
Mm-hmm. Talked to a couple people. A lot of people said, interestingly, they didn't necessarily see a huge increase in people wanting it. Granted, they don't maybe, as opposed to give birds, maybe they don't do as much advertising for it. So that could be a part of it. They did see that they noticed a lot more uncertainty. The people that were there maybe needed it more, if that makes sense. So it's not necessarily that they saw a ton more people. They didn't see less people, that's for sure.
Right.
But they definitely saw people needing a lot, and they saw a lot of uncertainty. A lot of multiple different people talked about the government shutdown. Of course, it's over, but lingering effects, right?
Exactly.
People getting snapped late. I think a lot of people just have been straining for a couple of months. And holiday season in general, as you know, you got to get gifts for everybody. You got a lot to pay for. Holiday season is expensive, so I think just general seasonal strain people are dealing with.
Yeah. So let's hear from one of those people you talked to today.
I think this year has been a year unprecedented in all that our country has gone through with the government and everything. But we thought, what better time to be a blessing than at Thanksgiving?
Always cool to see these organizations doing good things, especially around the holidays. Like you said, times are tough for people around the holidays. They're expensive. So we'll hear more about your story tonight on the TV9 News at 10.
Absolutely, and you'll hear a little bit more of some of those cars getting called down too. I think you'll enjoy it.
I'm excited to hear it. I could hear you kind of editing it today. It sounds like there was some good energy there.
A lot of passion.
All right, thanks so much, Jackson. And of course, it's like we said, the Thanksgiving holiday season. One thing to keep in mind is going to be fires. A lot of fires happening around Thanksgiving. Lots of people coming over, lots of people in the kitchen, maybe even setting up some decorations to get into the Christmas spirit season as well. So firefighters, EMS people are trying to warn you and keep you safe this holiday season. Marcus McIntosh with our coverage partner KCCI took a look at what you can do to stay safe this holiday season and make sure that everybody's having a great time while simultaneously not starting any fires. So let's hear from him.
This is video from a house fire in Des Moines Thursday morning. The cause of the fire in Des Moines has not been determined, but it did spark our efforts to provide some holiday fire safety tips, starting with a very popular Thanksgiving dinner. Des Moines firefighter Amon Douglas tells us the majority of home fires start in the kitchen.
We really need to pay attention to leaving anything that's being cooked unattended, leaving the home while something is in the oven or whatever, and making sure that everyone in the household is on board with participating in safety of the entire place.
Douglas says for people deep frying their turkey this year, it is key to do it outdoors, away from your deck, your garage, or your house. Adding, it is vital to follow directions.
If you read the instructions on how to cook one of those turkeys, it clearly says to thaw this thing completely out before you submerge it in oil.
As we start to buy those Christmas trees, keeping them watered can keep your fire danger at a minimum.
To make sure that that thing is wet at all times. So down where the base is that you're going to screw your tree into, make sure that there's water in there because you don't want the needles to start falling off because they're dehydrated. A dry Christmas tree is just as bad as any type of kindling or paper or anything else that can catch fire.
at that event. Excuse me, sorry, I forgot to turn the mic on there. Talking about the open enrollment is happening now, and lots of changes coming in 2026 for those who use the Affordable Care Act. KCRG TV9's Lacey Reeves visited Mercy Medical Center today, who hosted an event to try to help those people understand what those changes are going to look like when they are getting their coverage for 2026. Take a listen.
More than 130,000 Iowans got insurance through the Affordable Care Act's marketplace this year. But going into 2026, many will face an even higher price for coverage.
I'm currently paying $13, and it's going to jump to $89 in 26.
Alan Waite went to Mercy Medical Center's Insurance Help event to learn what changes he would see in insurance prices next year.
I wouldn't have known where to go otherwise, and had somebody to really help me through all the steps that you need to go through. And it gives you confidence, and that's a good feeling.
This is the first time Mercy has hosted an event like this. Organizers say they saw a need to help people navigate their options.
So this allows us to help people, pick out their plan, understand what goes into their plan so that they have a good plan for themselves instead of just picking something.
Insurance costs are expected to increase drastically this upcoming year, as federal tax credits through the Affordable Care Act are set to expire at the end of the year. But some people may still qualify for reduced coverage plans based on their income.
There's a calculation that the system does, and it goes through, and it will give them a little bit of a benefit each month. Not everyone's eligible for one, so just kind of based on what their information is that we put in.
That's how Waite learned his insurance would be going up next year.
Some people are gonna bear some pretty heavy burdens with it, and with their financial situation, and it's disappointing that what's going on.
In Cedar Rapids, Lacey Reeves, KCRG TV9 News.
Thanks, Lacey. And if you are concerned about what changes are going to look like to your insurance plan, Mercy will hold another event on Saturday, December 13th. You can find details at kcrg.com. Open enrollment does close on January 15th, so if you have any questions, check out kcrg.com. Now, to our 9 Who Care nominations, we need your help to honor outstanding volunteers in Eastern Iowa with our 9 Who Care Awards. Tell us about a volunteer you think is deserving. We'll honor 9 of them. Nominations are due by the end of November, so that's coming up here pretty quick. Head to kcrg.com/care to fill out a nomination form. These stories are always so fun to do every year. I remember my very first one and the ones that I've done since. So please, if you think somebody is deserving, go ahead and send in a nomination and shout them out. Well, obviously, we keep talking about Thanksgiving. That's coming up, and a lot of you guys are wondering what's the weather going to be like on Thanksgiving, because travel is a big thing when it comes to the Thanksgiving holiday. Coming up next in weather, we'll give you a little look at that with Camille, but for now, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the TV9 News at 6. I'm Emily Shroud here with Camille Dinka. Everybody's top of mind right now, Thanksgiving travel. So tell us about the weather. What can people expect?
Well, today was gorgeous, and so we're going to get to experience that again tomorrow. So we're getting to enjoy that a little bit. But as we look ahead towards looking at satellite radar right now, we had a little bit of some cloud cover that moved through the area today behind that clearing skies. And we'll continue to see clear skies throughout tonight, tomorrow, and through it tomorrow night as well. Your Soul and City Cam tonight, already dark out there. It's 6:11 right now, and dark skies across our viewing area. Temperatures are in the low to mid 40s. Winds also on the calmer side out of the southwest, about 5 to 15 miles per hour. Right now, that we're looking at really great conditions. Your first alert: no rain, no snow, no wind, no cold conditions even as we look ahead over the next 24 hours. So getting to enjoy that. It's as we look ahead a little bit later into this week where we got some more active weather coming for Thanksgiving. But tonight your temperatures are in the upper 20s, low 30s. Mostly clear skies, northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So a little bit cooler tonight, but clear skies allow for those temperatures to fall further. Then we're mostly sunny tomorrow. Temperatures in the mid 50s. We're going to be seeing sunny skies, and that southerly wind will also help to push our temperatures warmer than where they were today. But warmer temperatures will stick around for a little bit this week, and then after that, cooler temperatures. But this is now the start of Thanksgiving week, the most important week that we have been highly anticipating at this point.
Tracking for a while. Everybody wants to know.
Everybody wants to know. So we're going to get into it. This is Pinpoint Futurecast on Monday morning. Cloud cover will start to increase as some scattered shower chances push through the area. Those chances continue throughout most of the day on Monday. So if you're heading out on Monday, going to be expecting some showers out there. Temperatures too warm though, so no snow is expected for Monday. Just some light showers pushing across the area. So just getting to enjoy that throughout the day. Showers will continue through Monday night and into early Tuesday. Now this is going to look at Iowa in specific for our weather, and then we'll look at national weather in just a little bit. So Thanksgiving travel, this is now Monday night, continuing through Tuesday. Tuesday morning, we're looking to stay a little bit on the drier side before some more shower chances push in again for Tuesday evening. So if you aren't already on the road on Tuesday, again, some shower chances push in. No snow is expected though. We will be still too warm, but it's Tuesday and into Wednesday. A cold front moves through the area. If you look up across Minnesota and Wisconsin, they will be receiving snow on Wednesday. So if you're planning on traveling north Wednesday, just expect to hit some of that snow cover throughout the day on Wednesday. Here in eastern Iowa, though, we do stay dry. A little bit of some cloud cover there, mix of sun and clouds. And now here is your Thanksgiving forecast, your first alert forecast for this. Clearing skies for your Thursday, not expecting any precipitation across the area. And so it will be a very enjoyable Thanksgiving if you're spending that time inside. But it's then again as we look ahead towards Friday where that weather will take a little bit of a shift, and we're going to start to see some more weather changes pushing into the area. So let's break this down. This weekend, dry and comfortable. No travel worries at all. So if you didn't get on the road today, tomorrow, another really great day to get out there, get on the roads. Not expecting anything across eastern Iowa to be able to travel to wherever you need to get to. Early week, we got that rain chance Monday and into Tuesday. Not expecting any snow, so still, as long as you can travel through rain, you're not worried about that. Rain is only what you're going to be hitting on Monday. It's then later this week that it's going to be turning much, much cooler. That cold front that moves through Tuesday and Wednesday, that's going to be pushing our temperatures to temperatures where we could start to see snow across eastern Iowa. We're into the 30s for Thanksgiving. No. So we are on this 180 trend of where we are this weekend. We're significantly warmer, then heading to significantly cooler than where we should be this time of year. Although we're not going to be breaking any records on Thanksgiving. We've seen below zero temperatures for Thanksgiving. So positive thinking there, we're not at that point.
Could be worse.
Could be worse, but we do look at an active weekend. Looking at a more national travel, this is now going to start tonight. Again, we're just going to restart this just to give an idea for people who might be traveling to you, or maybe you're traveling elsewhere across the U.S. So this is tonight, really more so across Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah. There's still some rain chances, some of the remnants from the atmospheric river is still there, all that moisture. A lot of rain's falling there, but that system is what's going to push into our area for Monday morning and continuing throughout the day on Monday. If you're heading out to Idaho, Montana, Washington, Oregon, there are also some rain snow mixes across the Rockies. That system that we're going to see Monday will continue to push off towards the east throughout most of the day on Tuesday. So a lot of states, as we look north to south from Michigan all the way down to Mississippi, to Georgia, to South Carolina, all the states down south are going to also start to see some of those shower chances push in throughout Tuesday. That continues to push off towards the the east into some of those New England states. And then looking ahead towards Wednesday, that snow chance once again returns across western parts of the U.S. But across most of the U.S. throughout Thanksgiving, we see dry conditions. Really, Thanksgiving across the entirety of the U.S. at this point looks really, really good.
Yeah, not bad at all.
No, I mean, get out there and enjoy it. Spend that time with your family, your friends, whoever you get to spend the holiday with this season. Enjoy that time, as it's going to be quite great. But then we look ahead towards when people are going to head home. And this is really where things take a turn. It's going to be looking a little bit more active across the U.S., especially across some of our northern states. So the Dakotas, this is Friday morning. We're seeing some of that snow cover. That pushes into Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Missouri, Illinois. So we also see that across the Rockies, Utah, Colorado. We got Montana, Idaho, all in this mix as well. That chance will then push across a lot of the U.S. into Saturday. I know Saturday is supposed to be one of the bigger travel days, Sunday especially for flights and all of this. So really, really important. Don't make any changes at this point. A lot of this timing is still going to be figured out as we continue through the week, but keep this in mind as we look ahead towards the weekend. Snow across most of our northern states, some rain across some of our southern states in Texas and in Oklahoma. That snow continues to push further south as we look ahead towards Saturday night. But then we'll push off towards the northeast by Sunday morning, turning into rain across a lot of all of our states as well as that system pushes off towards the east. Looking at Iowa, though, looking to see some drier conditions for Sunday at least.
Good.
So we'll keep an eye on it, though. We could still see some of that rain mix, snow mix here. Temperature cool enough, and a lot of different models are up. It's so far out at this point. There's a lot of things that can change. So at this point, keeping that in mind, and we'll continue just to look at this. So I'm going to scrub through this pretty quickly, but this is Saturday PM where we're seeing some of that rain chance push across the area. And this is just travel hazards. So you got rain and fog across some of the southwest. Then you got that rain continuing to push across through Monday. Monday at night, we see that snow push back in across some of the northwestern states. Then that rain chance continues to push across towards the east. But we also have some fog developing behind those. So just keeping that in mind, especially when you see rain chances, fog is likely to follow right behind it. With that system that pushes through on Tuesday, we also get some windy conditions pushing through. That windy conditions will push into eastern Iowa on Wednesday. And that's because of that front that moves through, bringing cooler temperatures. Snow and rain will continue to push off towards the east. And then through Thursday, nothing really too big there, but it's again on Friday where we could start to see some of that snow pushing across some of our northern states, fog following behind it, rain chances through the weekend. So a very active end to our holiday week. We get to enjoy that first part of it. But really, if we take a look at this Sunday PM, we got some rain chances across the area. That's Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, a lot of the plains, the Midwest. Then if you look further to the west and some of the Rocky areas, Rocky Mountain areas, you got plenty of snow there, plenty of rain too. So just keeping this in mind as you're planning to head to travel, definitely going to be important. Talked about that, a lot of that wind. We're going to see those winds pick up for Wednesday, Tuesday as well. Thursday is going to be our key days for some of those gustier wind chances, but that's here in eastern Iowa. So looking at your 9-day, next 3 days, shower chance on Monday to Tuesday. Those temperatures right around where they should be this time of year in the low 50s. After that, cooler temperatures though. I mean, look at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
58 tomorrow.
Right.
And then 33 on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
What a change.
What a change. We're in the low 30s for Thanksgiving and Friday. Then we got some shower chances, rain chances moving in for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then December, we're at 31 degrees.
December's
for
on
Monday.
the 9-day.
It's on the 9-day.
That's crazy.
How absolutely crazy are we?
Just this year's flown by.
Years flown by. I was just talking to some of the other people in the newsroom today, and we got December, and then we're heading right into Christmas, and then New Year's quickly to follow. This rest of the year is just going to absolutely fly.
Absolutely. I mean, it'll be 2026 before we know it.
Exactly.
Which is a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah.
Lots of information to take in there, but like you
Yes.
said, if you are traveling, just keep an eye on things. Download the First Alert app. That'll
Right.
help you a lot.
And that travels wherever you are. So if you are heading out of state, that will also update to what are the weather there you are at and on new alerts that they get there. So definitely a really helpful app. We'll be updating Eastern Iowa weather there. But if you're heading out, still need it, and it's really important to have on your phone.
Definitely going to be a great tool. I was excited to see only rain on Monday. I'm traveling to Western Iowa on Monday, so I can handle a little bit of rain as long as it's not snowy or icy.
No,
but again, we're just going to have to keep an eye on things.
Keep an eye on things, especially as you're heading out. But at least Thanksgiving at this point is looking dry, nice, comfortable for any plans you might have.
Good to hear. Thanks so much, Camille. The Iowa Hawkeyes in a thriller today. We'll have highlights of that coming up next with Jack. Stay with us. Welcome back to the TV9 News at 6. We are joined now with Sports Jack Lito. Thriller of a game for Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa with a 20-17 victory over Michigan State. Man, if you're a longtime Iowa fan, you know weird stuff happens in Michigan State games. I mean, there's Chuck Long extending his arm. There was a guy John Campbell highlighted last year who ran into a goalpost. Those were all back in the 80s. You had Tyler Sash tossing to Micah Hyde on a pick six. 2 years ago, Cooper DeJean taking the punt back to win in the final minutes. And this year, another wild one as Iowa wins in the final seconds. Drew Stevens with a game-winning field goal. Let's take a look at some of these senior day highlights because Caden Weegan comes out. And man, what a day for Caden Weegan. In just a minute, you're going to see a record-breaking punt return. Emily, the best punt returner in Iowa history, the best returner in Iowa history, a few hours ago was Tim Dwight. Iowa fans know that name, future NFL star, City High alum. But he had a record, 5 return touchdowns, punt return and kick return.
Well, here he
and
goes.
That record has been broken. Caden Weechen's one of the best stories in Iowa football history because he's a former walk-on. He played at Iowa Western. He was a 0-star recruit. Nobody wanted him except junior colleges, and yet here he is at Iowa. He's an All-American type guy. There at the end of the first half, you saw Zach Lumber with the interception. Unfortunately, Drew Stevens lines up for a field goal at the end of the first half, but Hawkeye fans, you know what happens. He misses. And Iowa goes into the locker room up 7-3. Michigan State would score a couple touchdowns. It was 17-14, and then just in, we got these late touchdowns. Let's go to the game-tying touchdown as Jacob Gill, that's our next item, catches a 13-yard reception. Are you kidding me, Hawkeye fans? Sorry, the audio is a little hot there. We're literally just getting this in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Chelsea Brown down on the field gets this shot as Mark Gronowski leads a clutch 1-minute drive and gets Iowa into the end zone. And then you see what happens afterwards as Drew Stevens lines up for the game winner, and it is good. 44 yards, and Stevens, for the second year in a row, ends the season at Kinnick Stadium with a game-winning field goal. I mean, he did it last year against a team in red. You may have heard of them, the Cornhuskers. And this year, it's his final game at Kinnick Stadium. It's his final game at Kinnick. It's Jacob Gill's final game at Kinnick. Deep breaths. It's Mark Gronowski's final game at Kinnick, and it's one of the most memorable games Iowa fans have ever seen. And just in time for us on the TV9 News at 6. Great job, Drew Stevens. Doesn't go to overtime. We ended in regulation, and we get to show you those highlights. Whew.
We're running around here trying to get it all ready for you guys.
How about that, Emily? That was wild.
I mean, it was a crazy game. I was watching some of it before I came in here to start the news at 6. And gosh, it just seems like the past couple of weeks, Iowa's just been in these nail biters.
It's been incredible. And finally, it goes the other way. Hawkeye fans have had their hearts ripped out. USC, a close game. It looked like Iowa was going to win in the first half. Nope. Oregon, a super tight game. Iowa, it looks like, has one of the all-time moments as Mark Gronowski hits the audacious 6-7 in the end zone to take the lead. It's a clutch moment, a moment that's going to live forever in Iowa history, except Oregon scores a touchdown. This moment right here, it's not the same elation Iowa fans would have felt if they made the college football playoff or a Big Ten championship off of this. But man, how incredible is it that these guys are playing for the guy to their left and to their right in the swarm, and they do it. They come out with the win. It's pretty incredible.
It's a crazy time for Iowa, and of course Iowa fans as well.
Iowa fans, yeah. Let's take a look at the stats as Iowa wins at 20-17. They don't look great. I'm not going to lie to you, Emily. Iowa was borderline anemic on offense, and even in the final stats, nothing looks particularly great. Mark Gronowski, 12 of 22 for 147 yards, a touchdown and an interception. I think the brightest spot on the Iowa offense was Kamari Moulton, who goes 18 attempts, 78 yards. I mean, look at these numbers. 1 out of 10 on third down, 4 penalties for 40 yards. This is not a game Iowa is supposed to win. But man, Kirk Ferentz knows how to do it. And special teams were key. That touchdown early from Caden Weechen was obviously extremely clutch. And it turned out to be clutch. It was a first quarter play. You didn't think it would turn into such a big play in the end, but of course it does. And how about Drew Stevens, Emily, missing the field goal at the end of the first half, but then making it at the end of the second half? That's what you got to do as a field goal kicker. Just flush the bad stuff and go for the good stuff.
I don't think I could be a kicker. I think there's just too much pressure.
No, I definitely could not
would
be a
crack
kicker.
for sure.
Yeah, I definitely could not be a kicker. All right, we had another game earlier today. Iowa State, in much less dramatic fashion, beats up on Kansas. Let's roll the highlights from Senior Day as Iowa State, they've had some trouble against Kansas. You would think Kansas, they're not that good of a team. Iowa State's lost 3 straight to Kansas, but after this Brett Eskilson touchdown and Carson Hansen touchdown just the next drive, it looked like that streak was coming to an end. Iowa State led 17-0 at the half. Kansas tried to pull some trickeration They had two
Trickeration.
That's a word, yeah. They had two touchdowns. Oh, look at that dab. They had 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, but actually Iowa State was able to answer each of those touchdowns with the touchdown drive of their own, and they pretty much had it on ice after this one. Aiden Flora gets into the end zone, and Iowa State's they've had a lot go not their way,
right?
Because of all their injuries, and Iowa State's now won 2 in a row. Let's take a look at some of the stats because the Cyclones, they just played a complete game, just a straight up complete game. I think for Rocco Becht, it was arguably his best game of the season, and definitely his best game in at least a month, with 241 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Unlike the Hawkeyes, who had to clutch it out late, Iowa State was pretty much awesome in all phases of the ball game. 9 of 16 on third downs. How about 4 out of 5 on fourth downs? That's incredible. They were great on defense as well. Senior-led team, and the seniors had a great defensive day. Shout out to Dom Orange in the middle, who's incredible. Caleb Bacon with 6 tackles. It's his final game at Jack Trice Stadium. And much less drama with Iowa State. They are now 7-4. They have a chance to beat Oklahoma State next week. Oklahoma State, that game is in Stillwater, but the Cowboys are kind of reeling. So they have a really good chance of getting to 8-4 and getting to a bowl game. I know it wasn't necessarily the season that Cyclone fans wanted, but after 4 straight losses, they rattle off 2 straight wins. Matt Campbell has really kept his guys locked in and focused on the task at hand. He said post-game, Campbell did, you want to play your best football in late November? That's exactly what Iowa State's been doing.
Right. And I mean, they started off so hot. Iowa State fans were ready to, just rejoice.
To the playoffs, yeah. Didn't quite happen. But this is an Iowa State team with expectations to compete in the Big 12 every single year. And at the rate they're going, momentum's a real thing. At the rate they're going, if they bring back Rocco Becht if he decides to come back to school next year. And they have a good complement of wide receivers for him. Ben Bramer likely to come back as well. Gabe Burkle likely to come back. This is an Iowa State team that's gaining momentum. They're going to have at least 2 more games, including the bowl game. And then they head into next year probably with just as high expectations.
And I'm sure Iowa State fans have those expectations for them as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jack, for those highlights. And I'm sure we'll hear more from both teams coming up tonight at 10.
We will.
All right. Thanks so much, Jack. Thank you guys for joining us. Be sure to tune into the TV9 News at 10 for more news, weather, and sports. Thanks for watching.